So, the story kicks off with this cop named Jack driving around with his dog, Ace, in the passenger seat. It's boiling hot, and Jack jokes that they're basically cooking inside the car. You can tell he's super attached to Ace. It's more than just a working relationship. That dog is family. Out of nowhere, Jack gets a call from dispatch. There's a suspect on the run, and he's nearby. He heads out to a shabby area on the edge of town, where tents and makeshift homes line the road. It's clear this place is struggling. Another officer points out an abandoned car connected to the guy they're after. Jack lets Ace out to investigate, and the dog quickly picks up the scent. Turns out there are drugs stashed in the trunk. This gives them a starting point. They move into the camp, trying to track the suspect. Ace is leading the way when suddenly gunshots ring out from one of the tents. An officer gets hit, and just as chaos erupts, something from the suspect car blows up, causing a fiery mess and giving the guy a chance to disappear. Jack and Ace take off after him, chasing him all the way to a rundown house. Inside, things take a dark turn. Jack finds a dead body, and it's clear the suspect hiding nearby. The guy starts shooting, Jack fires back, and the shootout ends with the suspect falling out a window. He's dead, but when Jack looks around, he finds Ace badly hurt, lying motionless. Panicked, Jack picks him up and runs to an EMT named Ruthless, begging for help. But Ruthless says they've got human victims to take care of first. Jack snaps, starts swinging, and a fight breaks out. Someone records the whole thing on their phone. Next, there's a quiet, heartbreaking funeral for Ace. Cops show up to honor him, and Jack sits there talking to his fallen buddy, totally crushed. Back at home, Jack's girlfriend Mia checks in on him. She wants him to open up, but he shuts her out. Later, Jack tells his colleagues he suspects the guy who killed Ace wasn't acting alone. He thinks there's a bigger setup here, and even suggests the suspect might have had help from someone on the inside. Jack swears he's going to find out the truth, even if it means losing his job. His buddy Ramos warns him to be careful and to leave through the back. Wanting answers, Jack asks for Ace's autopsy report. He also goes to the dog unit to return Ace's things, something they do when a K9 passes. There, he spots another dog named Socks, tied up with a belt around her mouth. She looks mean and restless. Jack's curious, and the handler says Socks has some kind of illness. Jack, now obsessed with finding out who poisoned Ace, heads back to the scene of the incident to look for Denny, a regular informant. But Denny's vanished. Instead, Jack finds a weird-looking bottle. He starts asking around about Denny, but no one has a clue. Eventually, Ramos texts him to meet at a coffee place. Jack shows her a strange symbol he saw on that bottle and on some drug packets. She hands him the autopsy results. Ace was poisoned. The symbol, she explains, is linked to a dangerous drug that's spreading fast and killing people. That fires Jack up. He wants to get whoever's behind this. Ramos tells him these people aren't just street thugs. They're well-connected and dangerous. She also suggests he consider taking in a new K9. Jack heads back to the doghouse and decides to adopt Socks, even though the staff warns her behavior is unpredictable. Back home, she refuses dog food, but when he gives her a piece of his own dinner, she eats. That moment triggers a memory for Jack, a time when he talked to an old man at the doghouse about wanting to end his own life. That man's words had kept him going. Later, while having coffee with Mia, Jack opens up. He tells her that she's the only one who genuinely cares. They share a quiet, emotional moment and kiss. The next day, Jack goes jogging with Socks. Afterward, he puts a police vest on her and brings her to the station to see if she can qualify as his new partner. At first, it's a disaster. Socks doesn't follow any commands and people laugh. But Jack tries a different approach. He sits beside her calmly and speaks gently. When he snaps his fingers by accident, Socks suddenly springs to action and nails every task. Everyone's stunned. Later, Jack meets up with Mia again and then gets back on duty. While patrolling, he hears about a guy named Dante who's been kidnapped and then rescued. Cops try questioning Dante, but he refuses to talk. After they leave, Jack steps in. Socks growls at Dante, who's clearly scared despite saying he's fine. Jack buys him a cold drink and shows him that strange tissue with the symbol on it. Dante wipes his face with it and admits the only info he's got points toward China. Jack brings this to Ramos and tells her he believes a company is behind these drugs. He wants to know who's running things. Ramos warns him again. These people are ruthless. But Jack's mind is made up. He's not stopping until he brings them down. Later on, Jack vents to someone about how messed up it is that animals, especially dogs like Ace and Socks, get treated so poorly. It clearly eats at him. While he's out on a run, Ramos catches up with him and drops a bombshell. The guy behind everything is someone named Xiang Jai, a powerful figure from China. Wanting to see what Socks can really do, Jack takes her back for more tests. This time, the challenge is to find an object buried under a heavy tire. Without hesitation, Socks pushes the thing aside and retrieves the hidden ball. But out of nowhere, a gunshot rings out. Instantly, Socks launches herself at the threat, tackles the shooter, and passes the test with flying colors. She's now officially a part of the police force. Jack goes back to work, this time with Socks by his side. They're given the green light to check out a certain location. When they get there, there's a locked door that needs a password. Jack radios in, gets the code, and heads inside. Socks leads him down some stairs and stops at one particular door, clearly sensing something. Jack's got his weapon ready. Suddenly, someone jumps him. At the same time, another dog charges at Socks. A rough fight breaks out, but Jack overpowers his attacker, and Socks wins her fight too. After the chaos, they go back home. Jack gives Socks a bath, then pulls out the weird bottle he found earlier. He notices Socks reacting to it like she's seen it before, but he still doesn't know what it means. Determined to find out, Jack checks out Xiang Jai's online profile and manages to get an address. He scribbles it down and heads to his superior the next day to spill everything. Jack says the drug that killed Ace is called Dozer, and it's being made by a Chinese company. He also tells them Ramos knows about it too. Things go sideways fast. Jack's boss calls Ramos and chews her out, warning her that what they're accusing could cause serious trouble. Trying to keep her job, Ramos backs down and apologizes. Jack, though, refuses to back off. His boss threatens to fire him, but Jack storms out, even more determined to get to the bottom of it all. Jack drives to the address he found. It's a rundown building that looks abandoned. Inside, Socks leads him to a guy in a room, busy labeling drugs. Jack orders him to turn around. The man spots Socks and says, shocked, "You're still alive, Socks?" That stuns Jack, and he demands to know how the guy knows her. The man mentions someone named Santiago, who used to be Socks' original handler. Before Jack can react, the guy throws some kind of powder into Jack's face, blinding him temporarily. While Jack is stumbling and can't see, Socks charges into another room and locks eyes with a woman who seems to know her. Jack starts feeling weak and struggles to stay conscious. The next morning, he wakes up sore and bruised, still inside the same building. His patrol car? Blown to bits. When police arrive, instead of helping, they fire him on the spot because of his past disobedience and reckless behavior. As Jack walks away in defeat, Officer Hernandez offers him a ride and tells him not to give up on Socks. Meanwhile, back home, Mia is furious over everything Jack has done and ends up leaving him, heartbroken and alone. Desperate for answers, Jack finds Santiago, the man the drug dealer mentioned. Santiago used to be a cop too, but his life took a tragic turn when his daughter got seriously sick. He didn't have the money for treatment, so he turned to the cartel. In exchange for help, he gave them access to police dogs. The cartel had started drugging the dogs so they wouldn't smell cocaine hidden in trash piles. That way, the drugs moved around without being noticed. Santiago explains that Socks got sick too, and that's how she ended up abandoned. Taking that info seriously, Jack hijacks a garbage truck and drives to a place where other trucks are kept. Two guys come out, bringing dogs, including Socks, to sniff the trash. The men then head inside. Jack calls Hernandez and asks for backup. He sneaks in quietly. A big fight breaks out between Jack and the cartel members. He takes down several of them, while Hernandez provides sniper cover. They manage to gain control of the place. Inside, Jack finds the woman who had Socks. She agrees to let the dog go, but only if Socks chooses Jack over her. At first, Socks doesn't move, clearly confused after being with the woman for so long. Jack, crushed, tells the woman to shoot him if that's what it'll take. Right as she raises her gun, Jack snaps his fingers, and that sound flips a switch in Socks. She lunges at the woman, biting her in the neck. In the scuffle, the woman manages to shoot Socks, but Jack grabs her and escapes. 1 year later, Jack is sitting in a parked car, chatting on the phone. Mia is beside him, and their child is in the back seat. Socks, still limping from the old injury, is lying peacefully near them. She made it through, just like Jack did. She's more than a dog now. She's a reminder of everything they survived together. Thanks for sticking around. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe for more story recaps. Catch you next time.